voyage of discovery. Eventually, they sailed to Greenland, but the climate disagreed with Nicolo and he returned to Pharos where he died. Antonio Zeno, the brother, became again not became again sailed west and encountered an inhabited land. His later reports of this land stimulated Prince Henry to take personal command of a second expedition. Ports of this land stimulated Prince Henry to make personal command of a second expedition. They failed to find Antonio's island but made landfall elsewhere. All this was recorded by a series of letters from Antonio to his brother Carlo in Venice. After the voyages of Columbus, Antonio's letter was restored and published by his great-great-great-grandson. Exactly 20 years before the first voyage of Columbus, America was discovered by an international expedition. The voyage was co-sponsored by the kings of Denmark and Portugal. The two principal pilots or navigators of the fleet were the Germans Dietrich Pinning and Hans Pothorst. The official representative of the Portuguese crown for the expedition was João Vaz Corte Real. The purpose of voyage was to look for water passage to India going west. These explorers finally failed to find their northwest passage, but did explore the coast of Newfoundland, which they called Terra de Balahaes, Stockfish Land. Little is known about the voyage of Corte Real because the Portuguese did not publicize it, possibly due to the fact that they failed to find the desired route to India. Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus. Nearly every American is familiar with the essential facts surrounding the discovery of the New World by Columbus, because he was convinced that the world was round and that the East Indies could be reached by sailing west. Columbus attempted to enlist the aid of some Europeans crowned head to financing an expedition. King John II of Portugal rejected Columbus' scheme, and it was possible that the Portuguese king, due to the Corte Real voyage, already knew that a large landmass stood between Europe and the Indies. When approached by funding an expedition, the king and queen of Spain were too busy waging war against the Moors to be interested. Christopher Columbus then sent one of his brothers to England, and he himself headed for France. It was at this juncture in time that Isabella of Spain and her mind changed by a court advisor. The Spain agreed to finance the voyage. On Friday, August 3rd, 1492, the Nina Pinta and Santa Maria set sail from Palos, Spain. 10 weeks later, after suffering many hardships, Columbus somewhat presumptuously claimed the New World for Spanish throne. For many centuries, Christopher Columbus was born in the year 1451. Several cities have claimed the honor of being his birthplace, but no one knows which one it is. It has generally been thought that he was born in Genoa, Italy, but it is also more than possible that he was born in Spain for some unknown reason. All records of his birth and baptism were destroyed by the Jesuit order. For many centuries, Spain had been the haven for the largest number of Jews in all Europe. Since the fall of Jerusalem in AD 70, the Jews had been tossed to Europe on all raging sea of anti-Semitism. Excuse me. The Jews' spiritual and physical cousins, the Muslims, peoples had given them refuge in their under Islamic control for centuries. The Muslims had given them refuge in those areas under Islamic order control. For centuries, the Muslim Isabella of Castile in